Well, hello. Gonna start a new series on this channel today. Gonna play a game called The Pale Beyond. It's a narrative game with choices. As per usual, I have researched nothing. I just saw it on Steam, thought this could be good. It was on discount, so let's try it out, I thought. First of all, let's just go in here. And as always, because I cannot bother trying to figure out what music is copyrighted and what is not, so better not. It's just better to mute the music, even though that's really boring, I think. Some games, the music is really important for the gameplay, but what you gonna do? Yeah, I mean, nothing else. Let's just jump right into it. See what this is about. Well, I mean, I've just seen the trailer. It seems to be like the classic story: ship gets caught in the North Pole or South Pole. I don't know. Don't care. And you have to survive. So let's start. Okay, start a new expedition. Is there something I should do? Let's see. What is E? Select weak to prune and delete. What? What? New game. Let's just start. I don't know. Normal game balancing. Yep, that sounds about right. And that's our ship, I guess, stuck in the ice. Oh, the air's been biz cold. What kind of sentence is that? Oh, the air biz cold. Yeah, there's gonna be trouble if this is the kind of language I have to read. Oh, the air bees cold. Of flake and white as a sailor begs their pledge. To the eyes they'll pray that leads reveal. Out in the eyes they'll shake a claim. That in the dark they'll praise themselves. Okay, is this like a poem I need to build here? Let's start over. Oh, the air bees cold. So the air is cold. Of flake and white it's snowing. As a sailor begs their pledge. So someone is really freezing and wants it to end. I have no idea. I'm thinking this one. Out in the ice, then stake a claim. No, this one sounds the more menacing. That in the dark they'll brace themselves for horror still ahead. Yep. I don't know why I'm choosing this. I feel like if this have any effect on the game, I'm making the game darker and worse for myself. Of homes they'll dream to the souls around. Of glory found, of course, and forged in frost, so that their tale be spread. A hunger draws the desperate here, it's one that can't be fed. Such lonely souls need lead, its calling sows to spread. No, it's not food we're talking about. What will ye do when steel, heartbreak, and courage does abscond? Seriously, I need a dictionary for this game. I'll lead these souls, so help the gods. I'll do what must be done, indeed. I'll learn to live a life out here. No, we're not gonna give up. And it's not, yeah, come on, do what needs to be done, man. Out in the pale beyond. That's the name of the game. That means the story, the poem is over. Begin your journey. Crew wanted. Able-bodied crew wanted for dangerous expeditions. Months of darkness. Low wages. Slim chance of safe return. Glory be had in the event of success. No thank you. What kind of... What? What? No. You're alone in the office. The tea in your hand has long since gone cold. Well, that's bad. It's perfectly adequate. No. Who picks coffee before tea? Tea is so more sophisticated. The picture is covered. They don't like each other no more. He cares about his job more. He wants the glory of the South Pole. It's perfectly adequate. Looking around the room, you can make out a collection of military books. On the desk is a ship in a bottle. Is this my office or am I in someone else's office? Who am I? What am I? Where am I? A metronome ticks away steadily. It's harmless. It's insufferable. I found it rather calming. Now, this one. The constant chime begins to wear at the patience. Stop its infernal ticket. No, is it my office or not? If it's my office, I'll stop it. I'll throw it out. If it's someone else's office, it feels weird to. But I'm standing on the wrong side of the bench, so I'm guessing this is not my office. It stops. Keep waiting. You hear footsteps climbing the stairs that brought you here. Take a seat. Well, that's disrespectful. Why not stand until... Yeah. The door behind you swings open. The captain bounced past you to the other side of the desk. See, it wasn't my office. Do you have all of your teeth? Enough to get by. Can never be too careful. The captain sits down. Now I can sit down. It's the little things that can lose people too. You can lose people too. Ah, shut up. You're speaking from experience. I've not had scurvy before. You're late. This one, of course. The captain. How many people have died under your supervision? Well, I don't know. Did I get a backstory or am I creating my backstory? Let's be the jagged captain. We're not a new captain like bleh. We're going on this dangerous mission for a reason. We want honor, glory. Can you remember their faces? Every single one. Please take a seat, see? This is how you speak to the captain. The chair is uncomfortably large. The seat feels worn. Had to throw out my chewing gum because weird to chew gum while playing this. The captain. The captain. The captain. Hunt. I am Captain Hunt. The pleasure is mine. Robin Shaw. See, I'm doing great here, man. He nods. On your desk, which ship is that? So, what's the job then? Wait for him to continue. I don't know, actually, in this case. You've brought me here for the interview. This feels like a new age thing, where you like try to turn the interview to the other person, start asking questions. In the olden days, you wouldn't accept that. You sit down and you shut up. I hope you weren't waiting long. That's the way. Good. There's been a lot of candidates. Some good, some bad. Interesting mix. I'm sure you understand the need for discretion. The advert said there would be glory to be had. It all seems a bit convoluted for a sailing job. This one. Months of darkness. Whoop. Low wages. Yeah, I know. Slim chance of safe return. Yeah. That didn't deter you, did it? That's why I'm here, man. I don't want to stay in this English countryside. I'm just guessing where we are. Yeah. We've had enough of this land life. We want to go out to the sea and live the rest of our life there. A thirst for adventure then? No, just wink. Stop winking at me, weirdo. And keep that to yourself around the other sailors. They might drown you in it. I have a few questions first. He looks down at his list of questions. Ah, you're one of those list of questions. What a noob. Were you born a landlubber or a sea dog? What are we gonna be? Are we gonna mimic our real life, or are we creating a character, or what should we pick? Am I picking the optimal? The optimal will of course be Saltborn. If I'm gonna like manage a ship, I should be like had experience of ships and not just from a city and read about ships. But yeah, let's be true to ourselves. We're land-born. I'm from the city, but made my way to the sea eventually. Yeah, we're born again sailor. Military experience. Yeah, I could have turned off the microphone before I did that, but here we are. No, we're not colonial. Pee. Criminal, nah. Let's be a merchant. Sailed the merchant lines. 12 years. Very good. What did you trade in? Anything. I'm not that picky. He nods. Have you ever fired a weapon? Oh, of course. Have you ever killed a man, directly or otherwise? No. You're not married, are you? Of course not. Why would I go on this ship otherwise? Well, I can't answer that one. One must believe they'll return to justified leaving in the first place. Any less and you'll be doing yourself a disservice, so where are we headed? Can you get to the point? The South Pole. It's the race to the South Pole, it feels like. That was in the end of the 1800s, right? I don't know. I don't know. Before the Titanic, at least. We're here to find a ship in that bottle. Oh. Who's that important that I need to risk my life to save theirs? That's the question. This is not glory. I was hoping for gold. Exploration. The Viscount. That's like a title. I don't know about it. Heard of it? No. That's the name of the ship. No, enlighten me. He clears his throat. 5 years ago, she set sail on a research expedition towards the Dead Peninsula. Where is that? They were trying to find and study the absolute magnetic South Pole. If they found it, I might have heard of it. Viscount, strange name. Did they? Did they what? Did they find it? I have no idea. Well, a stupid question by me, of course, because it didn't return. How do they know? Ah. Control Z. She never came back. Yeah, I know. I know. Her last known location was 200 miles south of land, presumed lost to the ice. Yeah. 5 years is a bit late for a rescue operation. They're probably dead. This is the beginning to sounds like a suicide mission. And we're supposed to be chasing this ship? Well, I mean, this is kind of crude to say, but if I'm a betting man, I would say, yeah, they're dead after 5 years. Alive or not, but yeah, exactly. The research might be worth something. And just to know the answer for what happened is also important. And we're supposed to be chasing that research. I'm going to need more than rumors about the lost ship if I'm putting my life at risk. All right, you have my attention. All right. Weird smile. You should stop smiling. Here's what we do know. Not one person or thing has been heard from the Viscount since it first left port. Until now. Until now. Someone was found who claims to have been on that ship. Where are they now? Can I speak to them? They're probably lying. Dead. But their testimony seems to have outlived them. Those with more money than sense want that old ship. That's the job. If I don't pick the first mate, somebody else will. And, well, my judge of character's gotten me this far. What of our crew? What of our own ship? And who's financing all of this? Not gonna answer this. This is more important. Quite a mix, a work in progress. Some I've known for years. They get in on trust and experience. So he's like Captain Picard and I will be like number one. I like this. That's the best role to have on a ship. The number one. Others, well, they interview. You don't have a full crew already. Any impressed you? And how large is this crew? As I said, okay, I estimate over 20 when all is settled. We do have transport though. We'll be traveling on board the Temperance. She's a beauty. Greenwood, generational. Not many like it left these days. So an old ship, you're telling me. The Viscount and the Temperance. They're sister ships. Built together, so we're gonna end up just like it. Sent out in the world to die alone. Poetic. Indeed, I like to think one calls out for the other. Captain looked at the bottled ship. So what do you think? This one. I agree. The captain checks his watch. Anyway, I think I've heard enough. The captain stands up. We'll leave in a month. Welcome aboard, Shaw. Proverbially speaking, don't you need more information? You're not what I expected. So I have the job? There was no good option. I had to. What do you think? I'll see you on the Temperance. I have a good feeling about you, Shaw. Thank you, Captain. That makes one of us. The feeling is mutual. No. Be respectful in the beginning. Okay. You arrive at the docks a month to the day. Before you lies the ship, the letters on its side read Temperance. You walk the cobble to the boarding ramp. Beside is a sharply dressed man overseeing the loading of cargo. Who are you? He turns to you with a stern expression. You can feel his eyes assessing you. Landborn. Templeton. It's good to see someone else with land legs. You must be Hunt's pick for first mate. He extends an arm. Richard Templeton. A pleasure. Why would I not? Who picks this? Who picks this option? You can accept his offer. You accept. Yeah. It's a considerate handshake. Considerate. Yeah. I shall be operating as the chief science officer on this expedition. Well, it's good to have him as a friend then. I am also the incumbent representative of our benefactor. Do, however, consider myself and my team at you and the captain's disposal. What do you specialize in? Applied botany. So you're on that side of medicine, science. Don't say stuff like that. Say that. I look forward to working together. I expect you to be up for the task. Some of the layabouts Hunt hired are questionable at best. Well, we need those reckless people on an expedition like this. Risk takers. No doubt I needn't inform you of your duties. You're second only to Captain Hunt himself. Though I must warn you that you have quite the task ahead. The rabble I've spent the afternoon sorting are the same that you'll have to whip into shape. Punctuality, schedule, a strict adherence is what we need if this expedition is to succeed. I expect you to be the organized sort. You would not have been assigned the role otherwise. Sea folk are known to be unruly. I will do my best to keep them in line. I likely have more in common with the crew than I do yourself, Mr. Stapleton. I doubt there will be much issue. I don't like any of this. This, I'm insulting the crew. This is also insulting the crew. No, this is like insulting him. We can only hope. But your role is more strenuous than it would first seem. Let me know when you're ready to depart. As the captain here, shouldn't he decide when we depart? And make sure to savor these last moments on land. The less valuable time we waste here, the better. The city. A young man. The Temperance. -10 already. Where are we? Crazy. Let's talk to a young man. A young man stands at the ramp, steeling himself for the journey ahead. Hesitantly, he begins to drag his feet up the ramp and onto. Well, if you don't want to be here, don't be here. I don't want. Why is there like a Viking ship with us? Okay, was that it? I want to speak to the crew. I want to know them. Weird ships, by the way. Weird. This might not be Britain then. Are we like Denmark or something? Ah, the Norwegians went to the South Pole, right? And failed. Maybe we're in the Norwegian town. Let's check. The city might give us clues. You will be gone for quite a while. It will be some time before you see the city again. Okay, so why did you even give me that option then? Weird. The Temperance. Hunt's description of the ship was accurate. Near identical to the Viscount, bearing some modern additions. Yeah, this one. Set sail, but what can I do otherwise? Nothing, right? I don't see anything I can do. I don't see anything. Let's set sail. The captain should be doing this, but I'll do it for him. Week 1. 1 week on the Temperance. Ah, I missed the first week. The Pale Beyond. That was the intro. Whose flag is that? It's been what? First week, we said. What happened to the rest of the weeks? Spread. A hunger draws the desperate here. Well, why didn't you bring enough food? You know the distance to the South Pole. Weird. Weirdo. It's one that can't be fed. Ah, okay. It's the poem. It wasn't a statement. What will you do when steel heart breaks the courage that us abscond? I'll do what must be done indeed, out in the pale beyond. The first mate Shaw, personal log. It's been 1 month since I signed on. and 1 week since we set sail aboard the Temperance. I'm told the waters will get warmer as we pass the hemisphere before they turn colder. The Temperance. There's one that... Oh, why are we back here? I've never been on a ship like this before. She's magnificent with the dragons and stuff. A technical marvel, elegant machinery, expertly weaved through one of the fastest hardwood ships of its day. Reborn for this mission, breathing again with life. She's simply magnificent. No, I don't want to say this feels insulting. I can't help but wonder who's footing the bill for all this. Certainly not the captain. Such exquisite modifications to the ship mustn't have come cheap. Yeah, I mean, at some point I would like to know who I'm working for. There are now 22 of us, including the captain. Our next port will be our last before we enter the ice, to pick up the remaining 4 members of the crew. What port is that? Is it South Africa or Chile or what? The scouting team, Hunt, is also keen to work out the deal on a pack of sledding dogs. Why? Strange is the best one I could pick there. The crew are a strange lot, eclectic as the ship itself. As for his master, he's mostly kept... Yeah, I haven't talked to him. I'm not sure what to make of our leader. I need to know if I could trust Captain. I trust... I don't know. I don't know anything about him. Perhaps I'm too quick to judge. I mustn't let my guard down. Despite that, I find myself warming to the man. Sign off. One of Hunt's sailors approaches. Joe, Captain Captain wants you at the helm. Okay. I'll head there now. The helm. You ascend the stairs to the stern and find the old captain manning the helm of the ship. Ah, Robin, lovely day for it, isn't it? It is indeed, Captain. Indeed. It's day like these I make sure to do my share of the sailing. He winks. Yeah, none of these are good. He thinks for a moment before stepping aside and stretching out the wrinkled hand. Merchant. Did you ever take the helm in the merchant navy, or are you stuck carrying crates? Here, why don't you give it a try? Well, of course I'll do that. Who wouldn't? You grip the wheel and the ship feels the weight of the waves in your arms. Okay. The memory in your muscles rear themselves as you begin to move in time with the ship and the wind. Easy. There, you have it. Captain pats you on the back. Fantastic. Now try to get the sense of where we are. Get some perspective. Peaceful, isn't it? No, I'm zooming. Relax. Okay. Wow, the details. Maximum zoom out. More. Give me GPS view. Ah, this is blinding though. No, let's zoom in. At least we can skip that white. The whiteness. This feels like a good one. Peaceful, isn't it? Panning and zooming speeds can be adjusted in the... Yeah, I don't care. He takes the wheel back from you. I think I'll drink the morning in a little longer. Would you mind preparing my quarters for the day's work? There's much to do. Forecastle. Now I have to do this. He gave me a task. Take request, I guess. Or the desk, the painting, the tub. But don't be a Snoopy. Do your job. Take a seat at the end of the room. The captain joins you. Now let's run through our provisions before taking requests. To start, there are 23 souls signed onto the expedition, ourselves included. Okay. That's 16 free to be assigned to tasks. If they aren't already busy, the rest are deployed to their permanent stations. You are able to deploy crew who you have discovered. They must be in good health and not otherwise deployed to another post. We'll be picking up some scouting crew at the next port. A lot of us seem to be in good spirits. What's this now? You gave me a flag. The expedition will end tearing itself apart if you end the week with no flag decorum left. Flag decorum left. Okay, so this is like the morality in the team. If this goes to 0, it means mutiny. We have enough provisions for at least 6 months in case of emergency. If you cannot afford the minimum food rations at the end of the week, the crew will become malnourished. Unless cured, the malnourished status will develop in scurvy, a severe status effect that prevents crew from working, eventually killing them at the end of the week. And more than enough fuel to see us there and back again. Well, you say that, but why do I even get to see this if it's not an issue? This will be an issue, all of them. Colder temperatures will increase the minimum fuel required at the end of the week. If you cannot afford that minimum fuel, the crew will become freezing. Unless cured, the freezing status will develop in frostbite, a severe status effect that prevents the crew from working, eventually killing them at the end of the week. Oh, even more stuff. Come on. The sledding dogs, well, they're still a matter of negotiation. These will become food and fuel. And this will go to 0 then. That's my plan. Dogs will need to send sledding teams out. Dogs will be needed to... Yeah. Sending hunts out further requires a great amount of dogs. They will rest and become available between the weeks. Now, on to work. Yeah, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to press on it? What? Ah, a sailor enters. Corvid! We've found a stowaway in the lower hold. Is this the stowaway, or are you telling me? No, he's telling me. Bring them in. Another sailor enters, leading a young man by their side. You know, you're not the first stowaway I had. The captain studies them further. You know where we're heading, don't you? He seems like he's had a rough life, so you'll fit right in here. I do, sir. Runt. Is that your name? The ice. Did you know that before you climbed inside that crate? I did, sir. How much of the food did you take away? Because a crate was meant for something here. Har, how old are you? You've hardly used a useful pair of hands. Not sure I can pull my weight, sir. Do you know your jaboom from your bowsprit? I do, I learned it all from Ida. Your Da? His ward son followed him on board back in the city. What should we do with him, Captain? Well, What should you do? It's too late now. Well, we can leave him at port. Well, Shaw, Hunt eyes you up. You're first mate. What should we do with him? Keep him aboard? He's not staying aboard. Your decision to make, not mine. I don't know. You had your reason to leave land, just like the rest of us. None of us is here for money because this isn't paying us well. And none of us have information even on why we're doing this. We got shit information. So why not? Come along, you can die with us. And squints. Why? I'll tell you why. You need all the help you can get. This young man wants to help. He's clearly here because his father is. It would be wrong to separate them again. We don't have time to accommodate this. If the boy wants to freeze to death, let him. I'm thinking this one. Alright boy, consider yourself part of the crew. Be sure to keep your nose clean and follow orders. I will, thank you, sir. Captain, not sir. Aye, Captain. The stowaway joins the sailors below deck, now a member of the crew. Well, it seems the litter has a new runt. I hope the rest won't mind sharing their rations. I didn't get to read the second one there. What of the father? I suppose you're right. Well, the matter's sorted. Cordell, come in. Have you agreed upon my conditions? What? I don't know your conditions. To the point, eh? So, this lady Cordell. Cordell here is to provide us with a kennel of hounds for the sleds. And our agreement was that she would train them up until we part ways at the nearest island. But you neglected to inform me that you were bringing my dogs through the Pale Passage. I had no intention of sending the pack to its death. You can join them, if that is your question. It's one thing to ask for my whole kennel, it's another to drag them into the ice to chase a myth. Never before has a buyer been so dishonest. And never before has a seller made such a strong demands. Yeah, what is it you want? She demands we allow her to come along on the expedition. Ah, I'm taking too many people, man. As a member of the crew, none on this ship have experienced familiarity with these dogs that I possess. If you are taking them to such a brutal look, I'm too nice. This will be my death. I'm bringing everyone and the food will end and I'm screwed. That is what will happen, I know it. But you can join us, I guess. The humans on board too, of course, of course. You can see my dilemma, Shaw. We've just accepted a bringing another member of this crew is a risk, but our hands may be tied. Your thoughts? Well, maybe you should have sent me this one first, Captain. And then I could have ditched the kid. Good point, Shaw. Turns to her. The deal is already to your benefit. Do you have anyone on board with extensive training in the management of ruling of dogs? Your sleds are useless if you don't control the dogs efficiently enough to hold them. And I would like to ensure my dogs are treated properly. No. Wait, no. Your dogs are becoming food when I need it. Don't tell me you're gonna stop me from doing that. Yeah. Trust me, I am. I'll have a room prepared for you. Okay, we've increased that again. Hope I'm not making a mistake, Shaw. I hope so too. Now that all's settled, I have one more errand for you to run. Could you grab the Stoke brothers and order them to meet me up deck after dinner? Hefty lads, red hair. You couldn't mistake them for another. No, this is a matter of the first officer's concern with... Ah, okay. They'll be down on the middle deck. In the meantime, you should grab a copy of the crew manifest and get acquainted with more of the crew. Where is it? Where is the manifest? You tell me take a copy, but where is copy? Captain, I don't see a copy. Is that the shit kid? Are you gonna die? Yeah, that would be good actually. Upon closer inspection, you make out the ship photographer, Kesha Belfort, balanced on the ship mast with her camera, lining up a photo. How's the view up there? I don't care. You can fall. I don't need a camera. I mean, I want to just leave her. I guess I can help. You help her retrieve the device and untangle herself from the rigging. That was close shave, Officer Shaw. It's about time I met the first officer of the ship, Kesha Belfort. Nice to meet you. I suppose there was some sort of rule against what I was doing up there. Deepest apologies, but sometimes there's a shot you just cannot pass up. The highest honor in journalism for our work covering the plague outbreak and riots in the capital. It came as a surprise to many that such a reputable journalist would take such an interest in this expedition. There was scarcely any chance of Hunt or the benefactor turning her away. You expected someone of her accolades to be older, more experienced. This is likely her first time on the sea like this. I don't care. Just don't eat my food, man. That's all I care about. Yeah. The cold game. Picture that as a header. This feels like a person that will talk too much. For the piece on this voyage, I'm trying to come up with a snappy name. Nobody will read it if the title sounds like the work of an amateur. This isn't a game, Kesha. It sounds fine to me. I like it. I'm not the creative type. I'm sure you know better. I don't care. Kesha places a finger on her chin, squinting her eye in thought. It's not perfect, but it's a work in progress. Plenty of time. We haven't even hit the ice yet. It's just all so exciting already. I suppose in your experience, the open ocean is the home of the mundane. I suppose you never traveled this far south on the merchant lines. I'm not adverse to... Ah, fuck! That's wrong! I didn't understand. I'm not adverse... But yeah, what? I'm not adverse to thrills. Does that mean I don't like thrills or I don't mind thrills? Ah. Well, I hope you have something coming this way. I'm hoping to capture something right out of Kurt Darling's old escape. I don't know what that is. That reminds me, he'll be joining us at next port. I should get his picture at some point. Who's that? Stand still, Shaw. Please warn me before doing that. The captain sent me to grab a copy of the manifest. Oh, yes, I'm putting together a manifest of the crew for you. She hands an annotated document. Here it is, the crew manifest. Thank you. Why are there so many blacked out? You haven't done your job. Thanks. How do I remove this now? Hello. How do I remove this? There we go. It's a work in progress. The scout team are to join us at the next port, and the captain's forbidden me from the boiler room. If you could ask the others to get their portraits taken, I'd be grateful. Don't want to leave anyone out. Thank you, Kesher. I'll see what I can do. I'll not disturb you of your work any further, officer. I have a few more shots I want to get before the sun lowers. Anyhow, safe shots, officer, don't worry. Okay, I think we'll end the first part here. Next time we'll continue knowing the crew and so on and so forth. Thank you for watching and see you then. Bye-bye. And we're back. Apparently you can't just jump out like that. I hate these other new games do this, that you can't save wherever you want. You need to wait for a specific point to save. I mean, not everyone can play like 2 hours to reach the save point. But here we are. Okay, this is bad that I have to play like this. It will mean I'm gonna be bitter. Let's talk to the cook. You find yourself almost knocking over a man carrying a heavy pot. Careful, careful! You almost got drenched in broth. Indeed I am. I've got full plate on me hands, pardon the pun. You hear a roar from the other side of the door. Oi, what's holding you up? The cook shakes his head with a smile and chuckles slightly to himself. He grabs a large pot, preparing to make his way to the hungry crew before turning his head to you. If you don't mind, could you carry that tray of biscuits behind me? Yeah, we can be nice in the beginning. You grab the plate, blah blah blah. Upon the cook's arrival, the sailors let out a rowdy cheer, the ship cook placing the broth upon the table. Trust me, fellas, this one is worth the wait. The cook speaks with a tone of pride as he ladles the broth into the bowls of the crew. Oi, one at a time, you animals. Ward, you're awfully handsy for only one arm. Ah, piss off, Junior. Got some bread here too. Grab it fast before Tucker beats you to it. The crew laughs and Mary Jr. guides you back through the kitchen. Robin Shaw, right? I've been keeping track of all the new crew. You're in Stokes, but nobody calls me that. You'll hear them call me Junior. You should do the same. No idea why Hunt picked someone he's never worked with as first mate. Hey, hey, careful. But you seem helpful, Sword. Glad to have you aboard. My brother and I are among Hunt's most tenured crew. It's not often he'll hire outsider, but I suppose this job is too big for just the usual suspects. Why Junior? Simple nickname. My older brother is in the crew, hence Junior. Not very interesting, I know, but it is what it is. Well, Hunt, yes, good old Hunt. Never a rest on this ship, let me tell ya. Especially when Hunt takes a liking to ya. Ah, shouldn't I speak to the other one? The other one! Why should I mean, can't you eat on your own? Do I have to tell you to eat? You animals! Okay, cool. It passes in relative silence. The crew return to their post and hammocks are unfurled in preparation for the evening. Twilight falls. Ah, the kid again. Over dinner, you over here, the newly picked up stowaway speaking with a one-armed man. Ah, your Da is the one-armed man. Well, this is getting depressing. You guys are gonna be a depressing story. But Da, your lucky hunt didn't throw you overboard. Half a mind to do that myself. Come on, Da. I'm here to help. Better know that involves work. Don't expect special treatment. I won't. You're an impossible child, Timmy. 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 Tim Tim. What was he? Ah. Never mind. Never mind. Whoopsie. Whoopsie daisy. Mr. Gloss, who are you? You spot one of Templeton's science team placing a Let me look in the light. Where was it now? He notices you. Ah, Officer Shaw, correct. Dwight Glossy. Apologies, I seem to have misplaced something was settling in the cabin. A bottle of wine, actually. You lazy piece of shite. You bring wine on my trip. No. Perhaps one of the sailors took it. Well, maybe. Goodness, I would hope not. My wife and I brought the bottle to... You brought your wife? You brought your wife? You brought your wife? What if it find it? Please let me know. I will drink it on my own. Yeah, piece of shite. I don't like you. You've made me angry. Templeton, what do you want now? As you approach, he turns to you and nods. Ah, Officer Shaw, it will be some time before we see a sunset such as this again. I would guess tomorrow. The light distribution towards the southern pole is quite a change. I didn't notice that, but now I do. I prefer to eat in solitude. I have my own cabin, and I make use of it. There is a great expectation upon us, officer. From whom? Who is this benefactor of ours? Are you feeling the pressure, Mr. Templeton? This is too early to ask. This is insulting to ask. I don't trust him yet, so I don't know if I can spread mutiny like this. This one. I can't afford to. I'll have to keep our focus. Da-da-da. He looks back at the sunset. Quite the sight, but I wouldn't linger upon it too long. We should retire for the evening. It's important for the first officer to be well rested. Hold E. But what if I don't want to? Hello. Can I not do this? Then why even tell me how to do it if I cannot skip doing it? Then it should just do it automatically. Oh. Okay. There we go. That's the first week done, and this is when the game saves. Oof. Minus 50. And both. What? Crazy. Food rations. The food rations per crew member this week. Normal, 2 per unit. Fuel rations, 2 per unit. Confirm rations. Oof, I want to lower them right now. Are we reaching this port soon? Because this will be an issue soon. How do I lower it? Confirm rations, but how? go one normal week if this isn't looking good. The ship makes this last port at Okra Island. Cordell's sledding dogs are picked up, the scouting crew and Kurt are picked up. But why is it this filled up then? Days are getting brighter as you move further south. Seriously? I thought when we hit port this will go back up, that we fill it up. This was bad. Very bad, MK. Two weeks on the Temperance, and this is where saved game 2-3. Max crew increased to what? Oh my god, what's going on? We're screwed. We're gonna starve before we reach the ice. This is bad, MK. But we're gonna save here, because it already did the save for us. So thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.